Well, hello there. Master Hellish here, and welcome to a Tuesday night Kerbal Space Program livestream. I nearly thought that I was going to say a different night because last night we did an extra stream, so it put me off kilt a little bit. I didn't know what was going on. But hello all and welcome. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to get up the Twitch stream stats on my computer so that I can check the stream health. There we go. Oh yeah, all looking very good, and we are live. The only thing that doesn't seem to be working right now is the actual counters. There are definitely more people watching than what it is currently saying. But still, either way, hello and welcome everybody. I don't know what we're going to do first today. We do need to do the what happened last time reminder. The only problem with that is that I kind of forgot. I kind of forgot to do the what do you call it? The change where I change it all. Brandon says he's excited for tomorrow. So Brandon is referring to the modded Viewer Plus Minecraft, I believe. Not to put words in his mouth, but I'm almost certain that's what he's talking about. Because that is one of the things that is happening tomorrow. It's tomorrow lunchtime. And then Thursday night we've got our RimWorld. Oh, yep, our RimWorld. Let's play. That's going to be good fun. There's all sorts going on, really, to be honest. Absolutely all sorts. But let me just switch over and get ready because we are going to be doing some Kerbal Space Program tonight. So any of you that saw the thumbnail for tonight's stream, that thumbnail was taken directly from the from our game. That wasn't just like a random screenshot from a random place. That was our game. We are on target to go towards Eve, I hope. But before we do that, let's just have a reminder of what happened last time. And because I haven't had the opportunity to queue this up, it's going to start with the last one and then restart, and then everything will potentially be okay. So let's see if we can get this going. We want the Kestrel 4. The rovers are here, the old science base is there, and we're heading straight down. And we're down to our last 100 metres, 8 metres per second we're dropping. 7 metres per second, 70. This is going to be a relatively hard hit potentially. There's touchdown, and are we going to tip, or is it going to stand? Tip or stand, tip or stand, tip or stand, tip or stand. Looks like the SAS is working overtime to try and keep it upright, but it's doing it. I'm having to push very hard on the stick to get that to fall. The SAS system's holding it up at the moment, so there we go. Here we go for the final drop. Plop. You see, I didn't even have my hands on the controls. I was sat here with my arms folded. The other thing we could do is do that thing where we slowly blast it towards a mountain. What do we think, folks? Should we try and get this in the air? I have no idea if this is going to work. It might actually be a good idea to go up to the surface of that surface, up to the edge of it quite slowly. The good thing is we're on sort of like some sort of salt lake or something. I'm pretty sure we've got enough fuel to get this into orbit. Actually, it has got a docking node on it, so we could potentially get this to the space station. Right. Oh, something just exploded. Oh, everything just exploded. Well, that was always risky. There we go, folks. And today's been a busy day, and I've actually still got a little bit of cookie pie still to eat. This is something that my wife made yesterday, and she's done it. It's gluten-free, dairy-free, and so nice. So at the beginning of tonight's live stream, I'm going to be finishing this off while we get going. But don't worry about that. Here we are. Kerbal Space Program. So, in Kerbal Space Program, what we did last time, as you saw, was to put that science lab on Minmus. We now have 4 science labs in various different places, and I've now got over 4,000 science because we did some fast forwarding and gathered science from all of those locations. How far is Eve? I mean, I don't know exactly, but there's Kerbin, there's the moon, there's Minmus. If we go out a little bit further, there's Eve over there. It's currently, that's meters, thousands, hang on, meters, thousands, 9.6 billion meters away. That's where Eve is right now. So we've got the Owl, which is our Comet Explorer, just circling the sun. We've got the Eve Explorer, which is probably going to encounter Eve somewhere around here. It does seem like a lot when you say it in billions of meters. It's actually changed a little. Oh, that's the Eve Explorer. I mean, if you say it in kilometers, it's only 9.6 million kilometers. Yeah, that's right. But it's nice to say billion, isn't it? But let's just come out of that and just take stock of where we are. So today, hopefully, we're going to get that probe to Eve. But we've got our fuel station to look after. And we've also got 1.1 million in the bank account. Our reputation is pretty much, I mean, I think that's 75%, which is really quite good. And we've got 4,364.5 science. So let's spend the science, check on the fuel station, do anything else we need to right there and then we'll check on the Eve Explorer, because it's not really going to happen very quickly, is it? So this is the science we have remaining. We've got, this is, if you take this over here where it says start as tier 0, you got tier 1, tier 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then tier 7 and 8. So we've got a few tier 7s still left to unlock. So we've got very heavy rockets, high performance fuel systems. So that looks interesting. We've got metamaterial still to unlock. Experimental aerodynamics, which is cool. We've got ion propulsion, which is very good. That is very good. It's all about turning solar power with a little bit of, I think it's xenon gas, and you use the kind of, well, basically it's power by electric mostly. Advanced unmanned technology. I think this is where you get this remote guidance unit, which can do pretty much everything. So not only can it do stability assist, prograde, retrograde, radial, normal, and maneuver, it can do maneuver hold and target tracking, which is absolutely brilliant. That's like the ultimate probe. But what I suggest, because we don't need any of these today, what it might be good to do is actually unlock the stuff for aerospace rapier engines. Because why not? That seems like a brilliant idea to see, because if we've got time after going to Eve, it'd be great to mess around with the space plane, wouldn't it? To actually try and get a plane to space. So that costs 1,000 research for that one component. But we'll have it. And there was also experimental aerodynamics. We'll have that. And what else have we got that could be very useful in this scenario? We've still got nearly 3,000. We're not going to get that ion yet, I don't think. What's that? That's another rechargeable battery bank, and that's the fuel cell array. Now, the fuel cell array can be really useful sometimes. Let's unlock iron propulsion. We've also got this experimental science, which we can unlock, which gives us the narrowband scanner. It's a resource scanner for scanning ore from the surface, which could be good. And it also gives us large holding tanks. It doesn't give us more science. It's a scanning item. There is... What's this? Is an unmanned probe which can transmit data and it's got reaction wheels. And then there's the large probe stuff, which I have no idea what these remote guidance units and stuff are for. It's interesting to say the least. So I think what we'll do, because I have no real idea of what I want, we'll just work our way down this tech tree. Unlocking... I mean, in fact, the very heavy rocketry just seems like a good idea. So let's get them... We've got enough to get the metamaterials, and then the next one down is this advanced unmanned tech. So it actually gives us that a remote guidance unit. We haven't got a lot left to unlock. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things to unlock. 1, 2, 3, 4, just about 4.5, just over 4,000 science. 4,100 science we need. We've already got 64, so near as much 4,000 science, which will be absolutely brilliant. And then that'll be something we can tick off the achievement list. So maybe we can, instead of messing around with, I really want to have a go at the plane now. Okay, we'll check on our fuel station first before we do anything. So let's go to the fuel station and fly it. We have got a truck out there. We probably ought to bring that truck in. But let's have a look at the situation. So here's our fuel station. And if you're on my Discord, which you all should be, you will know, because I posted a picture, that actually our fuel station's full of fuel. Absolutely crammed, packed full of fuel. So remember, when we did our fuel stations, we made 2 variants. We made this kind of standard fuel station that we see here. Let's just warp to sunrise, so we can see better. There we go. So we've got this kind of standard fuel station that we made. And then we made a mobile one with a great big crane on it. And whilst that was fun, and it technically worked, it didn't work brilliant for long. So we went back to just having this like this. So I think if we now go over to the fuel truck, unlock it, and I should be able to drive it. That's a little bit all good. Right, steady now. Now I need to somehow gently get this in the side where I'm not going to hit a solar panel. So let's go this way, just a touch, and I'm going to aim for that fuel tank on the far end. The turning circle on this is really quite good. I could change the way that the wheels work. Let's give it a little bit more. That looks good to me. Oh no, it's not quite. Not quite. There we go. Egg is on it. Oh my. Oh. Stop it. What? Why? SAS? Will that help? Oh my goodness. Detach, detach, detach. Release. Well, there goes some of the fuel, like Brandon says. Looks like the rest of the tanks are okay. I tell you what we'll do. Instead of the physics, that's right, we've been got by the KSP Kraken already. Instead of the physics going crazy, we'll just recover them. We'll recover the vessel, get up. I mean, we're going to be losing a bit of money because we've lost a fuel tank, but we're going to recover a bit, aren't we? Let's find out. Let's see. So this is the science, apparently. No, this is parts. At 98% value, because it wasn't on the pad. Is the Kraken like the Clang from Space Empires? Yes, yes it is. So we've got struts connectors, hold it, liquid fuel. Okay, so we got 6,000 funds from the fuel. And actually that rounds up, so around 7,000 for the fuel. Cookie pie. I mean, I don't think it's worth it. Let's just recover the fuel truck. There we go. Okay. So, whilst the fueling station should work, it just doesn't like grappling on the surface like that. Maybe we need to put like landing legs and stuff on it. I don't know, but it was a fun experiment to have. Let's see if we can now get a rendezvous with Eve. So it's the Eve X. I haven't done any tidying up. I know I said I was going to do some tidying up, because I think we've got a lab or something just going round the moon. But let's go over to our Eve Explorer craft. And as you can see, we've got a maneuver node ready to have an Eve encounter, which will be nice. Now the only thing we can do is log temperatures and transmit the data constantly. So if we have a look here, we've got plenty of electrical charge, so we can log the temperature, and you can see the temperature scan while high in space over the sun. We can transmit that back for nothing. I think that's because we've done it already. I love the URL on that clip egg that you just made. Silly, glorious, truffle lit fam. Brilliant. So what we need to do now is actually try and get this encounter. So I already put the maneuver mode in just to see if it was possible. And the maneuver node is in about 4 hours, and then we get this encounter with Eve here. But what we're going to do is we're going to line ourselves up with it and then get rid of the maneuver node and just do it by eye, because the maneuver node just basically gives us an idea of the direction that we want to burn, and then we can just figure it out. That just seems like a good idea to me. So there we are. There we go. We can get rid of that, and you can see here this is our current path, and this is the Eve approach, and this is the current closest approach. At the minute our closest approach is about 250,000 kilometers, but with a little burn from our engine. And remember, we're rocking this atomic rocket motor now. We've got this liquid fuel in here. We've got plenty of liquid fuel. It just uses liquid fuel, which is even better. Then hopefully we can bring these together. So let's see what we can do. Okay, it's heading in the right direction. I'm going to throttle it up a little bit more. Oops, steady. We don't want to shoot past it because that's a waste of fuel. And by the way, folks, it just so happened to be the situation that we had this opportunity for an encounter after the fast forwarding for gathering science from last time. So after we put that the lab on Minmus, we did some fast forwarding, and we just so happened to be in just the right place. Now these are still getting closer together. We are burning fuel, but very slowly. Let's speed things up just a touch. Whoa, we lost it. Oh, it's back. It's back. We have it. We have an encounter. What do you call it? Oh, a thingy. A fly past. So if we need to look at the mission. So the mission is to gather scientific data from Eve. So what we need to do is fly a vessel anywhere near Eve to achieve the goal. So just flying this vessel here will do it. And recover or transmit any of the science data from Eve to achieve this goal. So we don't even have to spend any fuel to actually get into Eve's orbit. What we might be able to do is use that to fling us out to a different planet. Maybe we can go out to Duna. Or should we see if we can land this on Eve? I have no idea what the atmosphere or the gravity is like on Eve. I'm pretty blind to that. But I guess let's fast forward. 47 days. So where is it? Should be around here somewhere. Well, there is one of the contracts and a world first milestone. So recent accomplishments of our space program have attracted contributions from numerous organizations. We have done our first flyby of Eve. And we did a close encounter. I don't know how close that encounter is. Can't be that close. I can't even see Eve. Where is Eve? Is it down here? Hello, Eve? Well, I can see it on the map. Oh, it's behind us and below us. Behind and below. Oh, there it is. There's Eve. So I guess now what we need to do is actually that science experiment that's on the front. So the temperature scan. So this vessel wasn't designed to be a full-blown expedition. We will probably do an expedition, probably unmanned, before the end of the series. What we might do is send a ship with multiple probes inside it to maybe Eve or Duna or something. And then, or maybe even the what's the other one called? Moho? We could potentially do Moho. And then release the various different scientific probes and send them to the different parts of the system, because some of these places have moons as well. Anyway, let's log the temperature. We get 40 science for recovery and 20 science for transmit. So it's actually really rubbish, really rubbish science. But we're going to transmit that anyway because that's the contract. So it says in here, temperature scan while in space high over Eve. Measuring the temperature of space appears to be quite impossible, as there's no matter around to be either hot or cold, except the spacecraft and the thermometer itself. This is probably going to give the R&D guys something to think about for a while. So there we go, look at that. So we've got a parameter complete, so we get 120,000 for that. We get a contract complete, we've taken, and this is a completion reward. We get a little tiny, look at that, 8 science. We need 4,000 science. This contract gave us 8. It's almost pointless to do contracts for science. In fact, contracts are really mainly for money. Maybe there should be more science reward. Anyway, let's get rid of that. And we've also got a World Force milestone of, what is it? Gathering the first scientific data from Eve. Well, there we go. There we go. Yeah, a whole 8, Brandon. We're just going to go back to the Space Center temporarily. Maybe, I mean, we've got a spaceship now with a temperature probe on it. Should we see how close to Eve we can get and explore the system a little bit, gather some information? So if we have a look now, we've got 1.8 million in the bank and a massive 102 science. At this stage of the game, that is a tiny, tiny amount. What? I nearly accidentally upgraded the tracking station because I wasn't looking what I was doing then. But Egg was onto something. Oh, actually, what we should do is go to mission control and see if there's any missions. Look, explore Eve. What mission's this? We'd like to go to Eve and stay there in a nice stable orbit. I don't know what the tracking upgrade does. Let's have a quick look. In fact, let's have a look at all the upgrades. So the launch pad's fully upgraded. The vehicle assembly building I could upgrade, and what that does is allows for custom action groups and also supports unlimited parts. The tracking station gives a DSN power, which I'm guessing is to do with the signals and relaying. You can also do unknown object tracking and maneuver tools. So basically, I think that then unlocks asteroids. Our R&D is already fully upgraded. The astronaut complex would allows us to have unlimited Kerbals rather than 12. Upgrading the administration building allows us to have more strategies, but we haven't used strategies in this Let's Play. Upgrading the space plane hangar is the same as the VAB, allows unlimited parts. And upgrading mission control, again, just unlocks the number of contracts we can have. We can't... The thing is, whenever we track an asteroid with the owl, it disappears again because we haven't got unknown object tracking at the tracking station. So I think we have to upgrade that in order to keep it. We're not here to upgrade right now. We're not going to do any upgrades because I want to keep the money in the bank for a bit. We upgrade things when we need it. We needed to upgrade the launch pad to get unlimited size. We needed to upgrade R&D to get where we are. Unless we need it, we're not going to do the upgrades just yet. So back to mission control, we've got this Explore Eve. It wants us to get an orbit around Eve. Well, we've got a craft currently doing a flyby with plenty of fuel. We'll have that. We've got to do science data from the surface of Minmus. Well, we've got a science station there. We'll accept that. What else have we got? Extract ore from Minmus. We're not doing that at the moment, so maybe we'll leave that. Wow, look at this. Extract ore from Eve and deliver it to Gilly. I'm pretty sure Gilly is one of Eve's moons. We'll probably find that out soon. And then we've got a rescue mission for somebody in orbit of Minmus, but the payment isn't... Well, actually, the payment's quite good on that. It might be worth doing it. Might be worth just sending... Because we've sent a TR-10 second stage to Minmus before, landed it, and with a refuel from the space station, got back again. Now, if we don't have to land it, and we just have to get there and get back again, we might be able to send that without any problems. Build a new orbital station around the moon. Well, we already have orbital stations around the moon, so I'm not really interested in that. Test a jet engine landed at Kerbal. I mean, it's very small amounts of money and only one science, but that's going to be really easy. So we'll add that to the list. Does the TR-10 not have a name yet? No, it doesn't. It's still the TR-10. So let's do this Explore Eve one, because that's what we're here to do tonight. Evie things. We might even land somewhere in the Eve system. So let's get the Eve Explorer and we'll fly it. And I will have another piece of cookie pie, because I should have eaten this before the stream. Didn't get a chance. So, I mean, we could give the TR-10 a name. I don't see why we wouldn't give it a name. Does anybody want to suggest a name? Well, if anybody has a good name for the TR-10, then what we'll do is we'll stop calling it the TR-10 and we'll give it a proper name. But for now, we need to get in orbit of Eve, wherever it is. There's Eve, and then you can see there's Gilly going round Eve. It's quite an elliptical orbit, actually. So what we'll do is we'll warp to our periapsis, and then we'll put ourselves in a retrograde direction. So it's just going to take us just over an hour. So I think that's time to have a bit more cookie pie. There's a bit broke off here. Oh, I regret this. Oh, I regret this. There we go. I mean, Tyrannosaurus Rex 10, I see what you tried to do then with the TR, but TR already stands for something. It stands for Test Rocket. So it's Test Rocket 10, and we've got a bird theme for all of our aircraft. So we've had Eagle, Falcon. Have we had Falcon? Don't know if we've had Falcon. But let's now throttle up this engine again. We've still got 4,500 meters of delta V. We're putting ourselves in retrograde of this path that we've got around Eve. Not Falcon. See, we could do Falcon because the SpaceX Falcon 9... Oh, I'm not on brand tonight. I'm not wearing a hellish t-shirt. Maybe I'll have to change that. But the SpaceX Falcon 9 is not named after the bird. It is named after the Millennium Falcon. Wow, we are having to do a lot of burning here. I mean, this rocket, it has really good ISP, specific impulse, but its thrust is tiny. So specific impulse is basically how efficient it is. Its thrust is like how much power it can put out at once. So it is taking quite a while to do this. But I think we're just starting to get to the point where, look, it's bending, so we're going to start capturing. But is the Millennium Falcon named after a bird? I don't know. I mean, we'll drop the 10. The 10 is not relevant. The 10 is only because it was a test rocket. Right, there we go. We've got an orbit. It's a really wonky one, but we've got an orbit. There we've got a contract parameter complete, and the contract complete, and a world's first milestone to enter an orbit of Eve. That is fantastic. Let's go back to the Space Center and see if there's anything else for us. Hawk. Have we had Hawk? I mean, turkey is a bird, but it's not really dramatic, is it? If we go to the vehicle assembly building, we can have a look at all the ones that we've had. So we have had Buzzard, and the Buzzard was the medium-sized one we made. We've had Eagle, which was the smallest size we've had. And we've recently used what else have we used? Can't remember. There's the Owl. Oh, the rest is in the spaceplane hangar. So we've got the Blackbird and the Kestrel. And the Kestrel is the one that we're going to attempt to upgrade today. The Kestrel 4X was a good one. Flew really well. Even though eagles are quite big. That is true, Egg. Hey Gecko. Gecko's watching on YouTube. How are you? Good evening. Good evening to you. Let's head out to Mission Control and see if there's anything else we can do in the Eve system. So far today, we've already completed 2 contracts, Eve related, and we're only like just over 30 minutes into the live stream. Quail. I once helped look after some quails. My nan, when she was alive and I was young, she inherited some quails from a family member, as well as some, I think it was quails and budgies in an aviary, and we helped build a like a mini patio for the aviary to sit on, and she had them. So yeah, and yeah, there we go. She had quails. Living the dream, self-isolating. Oh, I hope you're doing okay, Gecko. And you're getting your RimWorld back on track. Yeah, Gecko's been posting some screenshots from their RimWorld Let's Play in our RimWorld channel, and there's some interesting things going on there. But yeah, Brandon's like Burbs or anything. They are good. I'm trying to think if there's any other bird-related facts. Let's just take a quick break. Bird-related hellish facts. My other nan, my other nan, she used to have a budgie when I was little. She also had a dog. And I think the dog was it's not bird related, but it was a golden something. And I think it was called, I can't remember what it was called actually now. I was very little at the time, very little. We're talking like beginnings of my memories, so probably when I was like 3-ish, maybe 4. But she had a budgie of some description. Or was it a budgie? No. Oh. I don't think it was a budgie. I think it was something else. More parroty than budgie. And it was called Charlie, which was hilarious. Because my cousin's called Charlie, and I never know if he was actually named after him. Anyway, you're okay. Stepson has tested positive, so is isolated, keeping friends and family safe. Okay, well, I hope you're doing all good. A cockatiel? I don't think it was a cockatiel. I don't know. I have no idea. I'll ask my mum. Next time I see her. Anywho's, back to bird-related sort of things, i.e. flying and stuff. We did this Explore Eve. It says flying on Eve should not be anything like flying on Kerbin, so you might have better luck there. And what does it want us to do? Enter the atmosphere of Eve. Cool. So all we have to do is get into the atmosphere. I think we'll accept that. Above the line says, hi. Your brother has a parrot. We've got to test a rover wheel landed at Kerbin. We'll have that. Anything that we can just do quickly and easily, I'll take it anyway. This extract ore from Eve and deliver it to Gilly is not as bad as what I thought, because Gilly is Eve's moon. So that would be a relatively easy thing to do. Okay, looks like the next thing we need to do is go down and get into the atmosphere. I'm almost certain that this will be the end of our spacecraft. So we need to keep doing temperature scans on the way down. Should we do this science data from the surface of Minmus first? How long have we got? 12-year deadline on that. A year deadline on that-ish. Roughly a year. Okay, so we've got plenty of time. Let's go back to Eve. It's an Eve spectacular tonight. Although my cookie pie has now completely fallen to pieces because the structural integrity of the edges just falls apart when you get to the last bits. So let's fly the Eve Explorer, and we'll do whatever we need to bring our orbit closer and into... this is a weird orbit anyway. So I think it's most fuel efficient if we burn to bring our periapsis down. I don't think it actually matters. I think it only matters where you do it, if you're twisting or adjusting your orbit in its inclinations. If you're just reducing it down to the surface, then just retrograde burn. There we go. Full throttle. We don't actually know where the atmosphere is. Gecko says it's nice to catch a live stream of KSP. You're usually playing poker. Cool. Right, I've got to keep an eye on this now, chat. So we don't know where the atmosphere is, so we'll put ourselves into a parking orbit of about 200 kilometers, I think would be a good idea. We've still got half a tank of fuel. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and a tiny bit. Yeah, 206. That's close enough. Okay, so if we now do a temperature scan, do we get anything new? Log temperature. No. Okay, in that case, let's warp to the periapsis. So hopefully the atmosphere of Eve is not greater than 200 kilometers thick. Otherwise, we're going to go straight into its atmosphere. Where is it? It should be getting very big to us very soon. I think it's somewhere down here. Oh my goodness! There it is! Wow, look at... Is that an aurora or just... Oh, whatever that is, it looks beautiful. Oh, look at that. We could actually put our spaceship right on the edge. Zoom in just a touch. I'm saving that one. Oh, is that clouds? Looks like there's clouds on this planet. Okay, maybe I should make these screenshots available in full. Oh, if anything, that's better. Because when I take these screenshots, they're in 1440p. So let's stop getting distracted. Because we need to put ourselves retrograde very quickly. And throttle up. You love scenes like that. Whoa, look at that! So we hopefully can get ourselves into a 200k parking orbit. Once we come out the map, we should get an indication of how thick the atmosphere is on the top bar, I think. There, look. There's a view of Eve from the sun side. I kind of wish that I was been doing full res screenshots throughout this Let's Play, because we've had some amazing sights. Eclipses from the ground and all that sort of thing. Yeah, just how pretty KSP2 would be. That's a very good point, Brandon. I've just noticed that our periapsis is actually dipping down a little bit now. Maybe we'll do another rotation. We actually have got to be careful here because we haven't got any comsats and we will lose control of the craft when Kerbal, which is over there, hasn't got line of sight, I think. So if we go here, look, there's the atmosphere and we are well above it at the moment. And I don't know when we'd start to dip into it. Should we whiz around again? No, I think we can afford to lower the atmosphere, our periapsis a little. I think we can get down to 100k, because I think the atmosphere of Eve is going to be potentially smaller than Kerbal. I don't know. I have no idea. This is an adventure, and I haven't looked it up. I haven't got a clue. The fact that we got an intercept was a complete and utter fluke. Well, we've come round to our periapsis almost, and we haven't registered as being near the atmosphere. We are getting much more of a glow off the surface than we were doing. So let's now continue to burn retrograde. Maybe we should move along our orbit a little bit. How are we looking on fuel? Fuel is fine. Note to self though, if we ever want to bring anything more than this sort of craft, we're going to need something with quite a lot of delta V. I mean, this had like 4,000 or 5,000. Yeah, this will probably work. I have no idea. All we've got to do though here is enter the atmosphere. At all. The problem is we don't know where the atmosphere is. And we probably are going to start losing control soon. So maybe let's keep bringing that down. Let's bring it down to 50. I'm going on intuition here, folks. Right, we're going on 50. Let's see what happens as we time warp around the planet. Come onto the sun side. Oh, are we hitting atmosphere? We hit atmosphere at 90. Oh, right. This isn't good. Quick, back to the space center. We can't because we hit the atmosphere. Brilliant. Okay. Let's do our radial and try and move it so that... Oh, no, this is not going to happen, is it? Oh, actually, that's not too bad. There we go. And what we'll just prograde. So hopefully we're just going to skim the atmosphere here. What did I say it was? Did I say it was 90? So if I put our... There we go. We'll go up to 94. So in theory... Oh, we're getting heating. We're getting heating issues. Let's put our... Let's go full-blown retrograde on this, because if anything, the engine is going to be able to cope with our heating issues. So because we only just hit the atmosphere and I've adjusted our orbit, hopefully we can skim through and actually get back out again. So we'll just fast forward through this and read the messages. So we've got parameter complete. We got atmospheric telemetry. I tell you what we should do. We've got a suborbital flight and we've entered flight above Eve and we completed the contract. We should actually quickly do a temperature. There we go. Temperature scan from the upper atmosphere and transmit that back. Why not? You can see we're actually heading up at about 5 meters per second acceleration. That's climbing up now. 8-ish. Our vertical speed is now pretty much 10. I think this is a logarithmic scale though, so it can't necessarily be trusted. And we're also fast forwarding. I'm glad I grabbed that scan. Once we get out of the atmosphere, I mean, it looks quite big. It's definitely... I think it's bigger than the moon, but not as... And it's definitely bigger than Minmus. If you can't get back out the atmosphere, you've just joined in time for a nice space explosion. We will get back out the atmosphere. I did adjust the orbit nicely. And we've got the fuel. We've got the fuel. We could, in theory, actually now nip off to Gilly. I think. So we're just waiting to get around the other side of the orbit. It's taking its time. Because we're going through the atmosphere, our orbit is actually degrading slightly. But that is officially out of atmosphere. We've got an autosave, and what we can do is now warp here and do a little prograde burn to push our periapsis just above the atmosphere and put ourselves back in a parking orbit. There we go. And now we can go back to the space center. Needs a piece, another cookie pie. Huh. Right, mission control. And we've got an Explore Eve. Okay. And it says, in the grand scheme of things, we know very little about Eve, so let's explore it a bit. Splash down into one of the oceans of Eve. And there's another one here that says, return to Kerbal from orbit of Eve. Ooh. I am almost certain we don't have enough Delta V to get back to Kerbal. But look, we've got scientific data from the surface of Eve. If we do splash down, then we can accept that. And you know what? There's no failure. What do you call it? Criteria here. Bring volcanic rock back with you. Yeah, we're gonna go for that splashdown. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the splashdown, and if we succeed in doing that, which I don't think we will, then we will do the scientific data from the surface. Which again, I don't think we're gonna get a chance to do that. I've got a bit of cookie in my mouth, in my throat. I'll drink water. Here we go. Ugh. KSP should remake Mulan soundtrack and change it man to rocket. What? I'm not familiar with most of those references that you made there. Unfortunately, I don't know what you're talking about. So feel free to elaborate on that. It's all cool. But no, Brandon's a little bit confused as well. Fair enough. Just 1 second. I'm sure I said I saw you earlier, but if not, I'm sorry. Just 1 second. Hello. So what we'll do is we'll go back to Eve then. This never expires. So we've already done 3 contracts for Eve. So we did the go to Eve. We did the Mulan for Disney. I've never seen Mulan. Never seen that film. Seen a lot of the Disney films. Probably nearly all of them, but I've not seen that one. So yeah, we've gone to Eve. We've got into an orbit of Eve. We've touched the atmosphere of Eve. Now we're going to try and splash down. I really don't think this is going to go well. But there's not much else we can do with this rocket. It's relatively low on fuel. It's orbiting Eve. We could fly it to Gilly, but we've got no missions to go to Gilly. So let's give it a go. Question number 1. Which bit's the ocean and which bit's the land? I don't know. Let's go and have a closer look. Back out to the Eve Explorer. Is it me or is the bot just like not doing anything tonight? We'll see what's going on with the Streamlabs bot. Maybe one of my moderators could let me know if the bot... Oh, actually, we've got a game giveaway to do as well, haven't we? We have. We've got a game giveaway to do. We've got the some worm game. The bot is working. Okay, we'll start the game giveaway then. May as well. Let's go giveaways. Let's go custom giveaway. Game giveaway, there we are. So follow the instructions in chat to enter the giveaway. You can only enter the giveaway if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube. If you win and you enter via YouTube, you'll need to come over to my Discord in order to claim your prize. So if you've got the choice, it's better to enter via Twitch. We can send that to you directly. Okay then, so here is our craft. We're now going to try and get this through the atmosphere. Probably the antenna will rip off. And when the antenna overheat and rip off, we'll have no control over it. I don't know then if that will count as a splashdown, if like we can get the probe core in. But we've got a relatively good orbit for trying to get in. And it looks like the grey areas are the oceans. We want to try and do it while we're on this side of the planet. But there's no ocean really facing Kerbal at the minute. So actually, round where we are now would have been good. So let's just fast forward a little bit and just see what the rotation of Eve does here. Okay, so we still have ocean there. We've got a periapsis of 90. Okay, so that's good. So what we'll do is we'll come to about here. And we'll do a retrograde burn, and we're aiming for this ocean. But it's not going to go well, is it? Let's do this. Okay, so we're going to bring our periapsis down. So let's see, we've got 90. I don't know how thick the atmosphere is. In some ways, I hope it's really thick, because we're not going to be able to land this on this engine. But then in other ways, it needs to be not so thick so it doesn't burn up in the atmosphere. Mike's here. Hey Mike, how's the stream going tonight? We've already completed 3 EVE objectives. We're going for the 4th one, which is almost certainly going to end up in either overheating and exploding or crashing into the ocean so fast that we break apart and explode. Either way, there is a very narrow margin down the middle where the atmosphere is thick enough to slow us down enough so we don't smash into the ocean at 1,000,000 miles an hour, but also thin enough that we don't burn up in the atmosphere. And I don't actually know if that margin exists. There's probably an overlap there where this is impossible. But we've got a ship in orbit. We've got no better idea of what to do with it. We're going to have a go. Explosions are not guaranteed. There may be a chance that this could land. So we've got a relatively thick amount of atmosphere to get through. So I'm going to put ourselves down at a periapsis of 30 kilometers.
This will probably work.
And that's probably not enough. I've got no better idea, to be honest, folks. We're doing this blind, just for funsies. This will probably work, Gecko. Yeah, that's right. So we're going to keep the engine pointing backwards. We'll keep the solar panels out extended as long as we can. As soon as we see any sort of major friction with them, we will retract them. And actually, if we get too high over the ocean, I might just try and do some reverse thrust. You've missed... I don't know whether it's been necessarily, I would say, a good one, but so far it's been a very successful one. But in addition, you've probably come at the right time, because this is where the explosions are likely to happen. In fact, I've just noticed something. We're currently travelling at 3.1 kilometres a second, and we have 1,600 metres per second of delta V. So I have no idea. Right then. We'll find out. You're studying accountancy, and while you agree that a non-zero chance is not zero, it's also far from probable, and in your opinion, a non-zero chance might as well be zero. The thing is here, we don't know what the margins are. Okay? So yeah, air braking and burning retro at periapsis will fix the speed. Apparently. We'll see. We are doing air brake. The thing is now, we are probably a bit low. We've got periapsis. We're terminal velocity. We're gonna. The thing is, we're already down to a nice even 90. I think we're just coming in. But like I said, I'm not quite sure if there's actually a chance that this could work, because this engine does not provide enough thrust to land repulsively on Kerbin. It just can't happen. It just doesn't work. So to see what happens here will be interesting. So we can fast forward to 4 times speed. We'll do that whilst we're not in the thicker atmosphere. Once we get into the thicker stuff, we'll slow the time acceleration down. And we are going over... We are actually starting to go over where I wanted to land. Oh my goodness. Okay, things are starting to really hot up. I guess we'll bring in one of the solar panels. We probably actually ought to bring in both the solar panels. I think we're going to miss the ocean. Yeah, almost certainly going to miss the ocean. I'm not sure what to do here. I think if we can keep it going to the other side, we might be able to get to this ocean. But then I think we might lose control when it comes... Oh my goodness, no, this is just not going well. I mean... I don't know. I think these 2 temperature gauges are the 2 comms devices. We're still 65 kilometers up, but we're not really slowing down. We're still hurtling around the planet at like max 7, so we are almost certainly going to lose control of this unless we can rotate to cool off those temperature gauges a little. No, we are getting way too warm. The engine's actually starting to overheat now. Something else is about to... Oh, there we go. One of the antennas is gone. We're going to start to see explosions now. There was something going. I don't know what it was. I think it might have been one of the one of the batteries is still... Oh, no. That engine's overheating. There's not much I can do about it. We may as well, I guess we may as well fire the engine. Let's fire the engine. Nope, we have lost probe control now. We can't fire the engine. I thought I may as well burn it, but for some reason we have lost... Yep, we have lost probe control. It says we're not connected. Yep, it was the antenna, I think, that came off there. There is a chance that this might actually make it... No, it's not going to splash. It's not going to splash, and there's going to be more explosions. The engine's about to blow... Oh, so many explosions. Oh, there we go. Oh, dear. Yep, we are a falling brick. Well, we were a falling brick. But overall, considering that was the first time we sent a probe to another planet, we did really, really well. The Eve Exploder. Maybe it should have been called the Eve Exploder. We can see here that quite early on, the antenna broke off due to aerodynamic forces. That's what lost our ability to fire the rocket later on. And then just so many different things exploded. Looks like some parts got up to 2,688 Kelvin. So we'll go back to the Space Center. There we go. You're waiting for your admission of you being right. I mean, I don't know. It was pretty fireworks, says Gecko. It depends. It depends the way you look at it. I mean, if you look at it as the objective was to give it a go and see what happens, we gave it a go and saw what happened. That's a win. By even getting to Eve and having a try, that was a success. Post-mission report, says Frederick. Rocket went boom. Rocket did indeed go boom, ladies and gentlemen, it did. I was going to say, I like it when things go boom, but then I just realised that probably wasn't exactly what everybody had in mind, but never mind. I mean, if you said that there was definitely going to be explosions, then I guess then in that case you were right. There was explosions. We did learn stuff. We did. We learnt that it's relatively not easy, but you get a good spaceship up there in orbit of the sun. You can get it to Eve. We learnt that the fuel efficiency of that engine is fantastic. We learnt that there is a moon around Eve called Gilly. Didn't see that before. I haven't seen that before. I haven't been there before. We learnt that the atmosphere around Eve is at 90 kilometers up. It's like, no. You cannot change your operational goals after your original goals went up in a fire explosion. Your goal was to splash into the ocean. That was the mission goal. Might not have been my goal. Shall we say that? I don't know. Oh, well, that was fantastic fun. Remember, folks, that the giveaway is going on at the moment. Entries are open to enter the giveaway. Remember, if you're watching on YouTube and win, you'll have to come to Discord to claim your prize. If you're watching on Twitch, you can just enter and we can give you a prize right out if you win. But let's crack on. So what else have we got to do? So we can't do the Explore Eve with our craft anymore. I think if we went in with an aircraft with like a giant heat shield or something, we probably could have done better. I don't know if we'll do this. Like we've been to Eve, we gave it a go. It might be that we cancel this one and we try to go to a different planet. Maybe one with more moons, so that we can try and send various different satellites to all the different moons. But we've got all sorts of other little ones. We've got 3 missions here to do, so let's do them quickly. So science data from the surface of Minmus. It was definitely fun. No, I resumed entries for the giveaway, Brandon. So it did end, but entries have been resumed. So where were we going? I got from the surface of Minmus. So if we go to the Minmus base, Joule has tons of moons. That sounds like a good idea. I think Joule is where I was trying to go in my KSP Series 2 Let's Play when I created the great big ship in orbit. It was like, I think it had 4 atomic engines and it had bays inside with, what did it have? Like probes in bays that got released and all sorts. Is Joule the KSP equivalent of Jupiter? I don't know. I actually don't know. What we're going to do though is we are going to just quickly like do a piece of science here. So like log the pressure data and transmit it back. We will get 0 science points for it, but it will tick the job. There we go. And the contract is complete. There is 66,000 credits just for nipping over here and failing to do anything. There is a heist going on. There's a treasure hunt. Fantastic. We've got a game giveaway going on. And we've already smashed 3 fantastic missions on this. Also, we've unlocked loads of awesome stuff. We're going to be able to try and do a brand new version of our aeroplane. What other objectives have we got? We've got to do a jet engine landed at Kerbin and a wheel landed. Oh, this is going to be easy. Here we go. So we just need to get a probe or something. I don't even know if I have to stage the engine. Let's get the Mark II capsule. And let's see. So we've got to do a rover wheel, which I think is the M1F. Which one's the M1F? That one. And then we've also got to do the basic jet engine. That's a spark liquid fuel. There it is. We're going to put that on the top. And I think for the jet engine we just have to activate the part through staging. And for the wheel we have to do run test. Are the Kerbals on board? Sixer and XO are on board for this launch. They're on board. And while we're talking about Sixer and XO, they are Viewer Plus subscribers. They're the people that keep this channel going. So we don't do Twitch subs. We don't do YouTube memberships. We don't do any of that Patreon stuff. We've got Viewer Plus. Why have we got Viewer Plus? Well, your support comes directly to me, and there's no middleman, which means I can do more with the support that you give me. And of course, yes, we're still in September. We've still got a 20% discount if anybody would like to consider supporting the channel. So thank you to Jackamak and our newest sub, DJ Egg, which I know that's a resub, so there we go. What's our new target for? I don't know what our new target is for. We do need to figure that out. What I'll do is I'll start a thread in the Viewer Plus Discord and we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out together. I was thinking something like, if we get to a certain figure, then I'll do something. So maybe it's like, how are you newest? You're newest because you resubbed, Egg. I think it was your resub date came by. So it's, I mean, newest sub does include resubs. So like, if somebody just subscribes and then your resub and your renewal comes through, then your renewal counts as the newest sub. We're going to get more information on this anyway. Any deals on the Hellish store? You've missed out on the deals on the Hellish store. A couple of weeks ago we had 10% off the entire store. And all the deals, whenever the deals come round, I announce them on social media and Discord. So make sure you're following that. 12 new Viewer Plus since you joined Gecko. Yeah, we've had a good support, and in fact, I don't know if it hasn't been announced yet, but your support has enabled me to be able to do bigger and better prizes. So the October viewer giveaway is a £10 Steam voucher, and then there's another £10 Steam voucher for the Viewer Plus subscribers. So if somebody subscribes to Viewer Plus now, you'll be in the list ready, and you'll have a 1 in 45 chance of winning a £10 Steam voucher. So there you go. Hello, Mr. Beantown. Welcome to the stream. We've done quite well so far today. We've done, what have we done? We've done 3 missions around Eve. Now we're clearing up some extra little missions, and yeah, it's all good. CA444 Airport says, what time is Minecraft? Check the schedule. The schedule's on my website. There's a schedule on my Twitch, and also there's a list of when my live streams are on YouTube as well. So take your pick where you want to check out what's happening and when. So we just need to do a run test on this wheel. We need to activate the engine through staging. And there we go, that is 2 contracts done. I think that's the most boring trip out to the launch pad that those 2 Viewer Plus subscribers have ever had to do. Well, that's an expected return of 22 pence per Viewer Plus subscriber. Well, that's not too bad actually. You know, if you said, oh, you entered a competition, you had a 1 in 50 chance of winning. Realistically, that's good odds, isn't it? I think one of the things we could do, like if we reached, like for example, 100 subs, Maybe we could do like 5 giveaways a month for the Viewer Plus subscribers, or something ridiculous like that. Or maybe once we reach 100 subs, I give away £100 gift vouchers, something. Yeah? So that's incredible odds. Yeah, you wouldn't put money on winning something at 50 to 1. Well, I wouldn't put money on winning something 50 to 1. But if you was getting entered into a competition as a free bonus to something to something that you're already contributing to, then that is fantastic, I think. So there's no betting going on at the moment, at least there shouldn't be. We have got a giveaway which we'll close entries to soon. And let's have a look here. How are things getting on? Yep, we're all looking good. So we'll crack on with the next thing, which I can't actually remember off the top of my head what the next thing was. Can anybody remember what I said I was going to do? Let's have a look. So we've got... Oh yeah, we was going to go to mission control. So we can't do the Explore Eve, but we'll keep it in there anyway. And this surface deployed seismic sensor, I have no idea how we'd do that. We got I think we got 0.4%, not even 1% of data when we crashed the old moon lander right near the seismic center. Maybe you'd have to like smash something on top of it. I have no idea. So there we go. We've done the missions that we wanted to do today. I think it's time to play around with some of this new technology. I do. Let's see if we can actually make a plane that can get to space. That'd be cool. I suppose really we could use the atomic rocket motor. Let's open up the Kestrel 4, but not the ridiculous version. The Kestrel 4X? What's the X stand for? Is it because it's got the extra... Oh yes, it has. The X has the Whiplash turbo jobbies on it. We'll take them off. We've now got these. So it's got an air breathing mode and a non-air breathing mode, but I don't know what fuel it takes. Let's have a look at the stack. So propellants, air intake drains evenly across vessel. Liquid fuel. So I guess we really need... We need to take a little bit of oxidizer with us so that we can use it in space. So let's get the symmetry right on this. And we've got a bit of oxidizer there. That's all the liquid fuel. Cool. Okay, let's give this a run, I guess. Have we got any better wheels? We have got the larger landing gear now. I feel like we do need the larger landing gear at the back. Not the extra large. What size did we have attached? That is small. So I think medium for this aircraft would probably be better. It's a bit wonky, but I'll fix that. There we go. It's also not in the right place. There we go. So that should give us good clearance. Whiplash turbo jobbies. They are. That's exactly what they are. Right, let's make sure there's no crew on board. Check the actions. So, for example, we've got the abort maneuver, which on the joystick is this button here, next to the stage button. We've got the winglet at the front, which is the trigger on the back. Don't think I can show you that. And then we've got nothing in custom 2, which is actually this button here on the side. So we've got a button here on the back side as well as the trigger. Custom 2... I don't know what custom 2 could potentially be. Not sure. But let's go back to building mode. Check the center of mass and thrust. Center of mass is actually just a little bit behind the center of lift. And as it drains, I think the center of mass is going to end up going backwards anyway. So it might be a good idea just to move these wings a little bit back. Cool. So this is now the Kestrel 4XL P. I have no idea what they stand for. Let's give it a try. Now, one thing we could do is take the cargo bay out of this vessel and add more fuel. It would become heavier, but we'll see how it goes. So, let's get the camera sorted out. We're actually pointing downwards now. Now we've got the medium wheels on, so that's not the best. So we might have to fix that. Let's get ourselves in chase camera. That seems like a good idea. We need to sort the staging out. There we go. SAS on. Throttle to maximum. And let's see how she flies. Okay. Okay, it lifted off nicely. Let's get that landing gear in. It is definitely going fast. Let's get the fuel gauges up. So you can see at the moment it's drinking the atmosphere, so it's not actually using any of the oxidizer. We're already starting to go ridiculously fast, but I'm just going to leave it. We get heating issues, dialing back on the power. Oh my goodness, so many heating problems. But I think I saved it then. We are slowing down a little. Pushing it up now. Speeding up again as the atmosphere is getting thinner. And it sounds like the engines are going to switch over soon to use the oxidizer. It's still pushing. Oh no, it's flipped. Power off. Power on. Power off. We didn't do great there. Let's see what happened. Okay, we managed to get up to 37. And we did start using oxidizer. I think I need to go a little bit more level at a lower altitude, then gently rises up. That's another thing as well. These authority limiters on these wings are only 3%, which is a crazy amount. Okay, let's see if we can get this thing prograde. You calculated the expected returns on a 2018 UK Lotto. Should be around 1.3. What, 1.3 pounds? You lose just under half your money per ticket. Okay. Brandon's like, yeah, but a ticket's £1 and the winners are like 1 million. Yeah, but on average, Brandon, you have to spend £1.5 million to win $1 million. It doesn't quite work out like that. Because there's a load of people that will never win and only spend like 30 quid. So that's what that is. Yeah. Oh, look at that oxidizer drain. So I don't think we should allow the oxidizer mode. We should have it from manual. Yeah, we definitely need manual switching. Okay, let's fast forward and just have this thing tumble down into the ocean. Looks like we're actually managing to... Now we're back in the atmosphere, we're doing quite well. Oh, well, there's all the oxidizer gone. One of them... Oh, there we go. We actually managed to recover the aircraft. Let's throttle back. See if we can gain some altitude. I didn't see how many G's that pulled, but I'm pretty sure any Kerbals on board would have blacked out by that. Again, this just seems to want to dip. I've no idea why the nose just wants to go down like that, and the SAS is not correcting for it. Gonna have to manually fly this. Here we go. I've got hold of the stick. Watching the ball. We're slowly climbing. Bit more throttle. 25 kilometers, you reckon, is best for top speed? I reckon if we can get like a good sweet spot between going ridiculously fast and height, we can may even be able to get this thing into space without any modifications. You've got to remember that this is just a standard plane that we made for just tootling around and exploring with the basic jet engine. So we haven't actually made any modifications to this apart from putting on the extra air intakes to allow for that. We're coming up to 6 kilometers now. It is twitchy as anything. I'm going to enable fine controls. We're up to 7 kilometers now. Starting to accelerate. We're climbing at over 100 meters a second. Our speed is going good. I think it's stabilized. It has. The craft is stabilized. We're up to 12 kilometers. The atmosphere is still a little bit thick to go too fast, so I'm going to dial that back a little bit. But we're still accelerating. Waiting. This is probably max Q-ish sort of territory. Full throttle now. I don't know when this is going to flame out. But there's 20 kilometers. 21. I think we're losing... we're losing throttle. The flow is just disappearing. And we're going to have flame out very soon, I think. Although it does seem still to be running. But there's flame out. We got up to 42 on that run. 42, 43. It's still actually increasing. I guess that's because we're kind of gliding on the atmosphere. We're actually producing some lift. I think if we'd have started our speed run a little bit lower down, we might have done a lot better then. Let's land this and bring it back. So what I'll do is I'll just tell it to prograde and we'll fast forward. There's the moon in the background. Look at those engines glowing. There's another screenshot for us. We might have some re-entry issues here, but we'll see. Nope, we don't want the engines going. Oh. It just flipped around, causing 10 Gs of acceleration. Although it does seem to have stabilised about 16 kilometres up. Let's see if we can rescue this. Yep, there we go. We're doing okay. We've actually pulled it round to be the right direction. Popping the stability assist on. And we're going to now slowly pull up. Okay, that was about 5 Gs just on that small little pull. We're still on fine controls, but we're running out of time. We're just under 4 kilometres. That's about 3 Gs, but we are slowly pulling this up. 2 kilometres to go. Look at that. Even hurtling down from the edge of space. The Kestrel glides graciously through the night sky. Graciously? Gracefully. That's what I meant to say. Silly me. It's actually slowing down to the point where we hopefully can land this quite nicely. Although we are slowing down probably a little bit too much for being a kilometre up in the sky. Because it will stall soon, so what we'll do is we'll nose down. I don't actually know what the stall velocity of this is. But we'll get a bit of acceleration until we get closer to the... Oh my goodness, there's land. I was hoping to land this in the water before we got to land, but we're actually getting close to the land now. Okay. Maybe we should put the landing wheels out? Whoa! There we go. I don't think these have a reverse mode, do they? They have a gimbal. No, they don't have a reverse, like a thrust reverse. Landing gear. That'll slow us down a little bit. Let's pull up. Still going a little bit too fast. Oh, here we go. We're coming in. There we go. That was a good landing. Good landing. Right, we can't recover because for some reason I accidentally fired the engines and now we're walloping around in the water for some reason. But I'll once we've come to a full stop, which I guess if I fast forward, will that help us come to a full stop quicker? Yeah, there we go. We can recover the vessel and make some adjustments. Right, how long have we been streaming? I tell you what, it's time to end the game giveaway. So, we're going to close the entries and pick a random winner, and the winner is CA4467. Congratulations, you've won the game giveaway. Just going to head over to Twitch now to give you your prize. Let's see here, Hellish channel, and mute my own stream would be great. Where's the chat? There's the chat. If you ever need one of your game problems mathed, I'm your girl. I actually really enjoy maths myself, actually, when I get round to doing it. So let's get the Worms. So this is Worms Rumble plus the new Challenges and Legends pack. So it's actually a triple there. So congratulations. We do need you to say something in chat, though, for me to be able to send you, unless I can scroll up and find you. Nope, no. Oh, there you are. Found you. I'll whisper you your prizes now. Let's just double check everything. Yep. Cool. So remember, I do a monthly giveaway which you can enter. The best way to find out about that is on social media and Discord. I do a Viewer Plus giveaway which all the Viewer Plus subscribers are automatically entered into. And I also do a giveaway on each of my major live streams. So there we go. Right. Let's close that and see if we can get back to the action. I meant action. I don't know what I was saying there. My mouth was sort of half full of words. But also not. There we go. Right, okay. So we survived a flight. I think we can do some tweaks to make that a little bit better. We'll have one more run at that. Also, we didn't have enough liquid fuel to do anything significant. But again, we're just testing, aren't we? So what we'll do is we'll change that to manual switching on both sets. And then we'll toggle the actions and say on custom 2, we'll do switch mode of these engines. So when I press the button on the back here, it will switch modes. So, I know it's not Hammerhead. We're using bird names for this. So this is the Kestrel 4 XLP. The XL is because it's got extra engines on it. The original Kestrel, I think, only had 2 engines. I don't think it had any engines in the middle. I think it only had wing engines. But what we're doing is we're just doing a little bit of fun, a bit of experimentation. I think the master lift sort of areas were quite good. So we'll see. In order to in answer to your question in mod chat, Jackamak, I think for now we'll see. Just leave it. See what happens. Right, let's get this thing off the ground. We're going to do one more run to see how high we're going to get this aircraft. Remember, this aircraft was not designed to go to space. This was our runaround craft. But just for fun, let's get our camera in chase mode. There we go. We're going to put fine controls on. SAS is already on. Throttle to maximum. Deploy that flap and stage. Okay. Not pointing the right way, so I'll try and correct that. As soon as we get lift, I need to cancel the front flaps. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I pressed the abort. Well, I guess we're testing the abort. These engines do take a long time to kind of power down. The abort system seems to work. It's a little back heavy now that we've got 4 engines on it. I guess if I give a bit of thrust, then that'll kind of sort of fix that. There we go. Calling a Tower Falcon a Kestrel. It's a Kestrel. What are you talking about? Well, and yes, us Brits are weird, but that's just a completely different story. Okie dokie. Now, these streams are usually 3 hours long. We're going to have to do it a little bit shorter tonight. I think. We'll see. It's a Tower Falcon. No, it's not. I don't know what it is, or whether it is, but it is not. Let's see. Not as weird as the Romans, apparently. Well, I don't know. Is there anybody on board? No. Good. This is just a... I mean, what... In theory, what you would do is you probably wouldn't have quite so many of these engines on your craft. You would make it lighter and put a bit more liquid fuel in it. I think that's what you'd probably do. To make a single stage to orbit. Also, we've got medium wheels on the back and a small wheel on the front. That's not great. But, oh well. Let's see what happens. I think I want to get this up to about 15 kilometers and then really punch it. We also need to sort the staging out at some point. So there we go. Staging sorted. Fine controls on. Throttle to maximum. SAS on. I guess we could turn the lights on. And make sure the camera's set to the right mode. And stage. Okay, here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to slowly-ish climb up to about 19 kilometers. Let's get that, retract those landing gear. And presumably adding more air intakes would reduce the chances of flame out. Let's just keep an eye on that ram. Let's just put it there so you can see it. So we're cruising quite nicely. I'm going to throttle back just a little bit. I don't want to go too fast in the lower atmosphere, but we're climbing nicely. When you was on exchange to the UK for 2 weeks in secondary school, you got surprised when you got called in for tea time and there was no tea, just food. That's right, some people call it tea time. In my household, we never use the term tea time. It's breakfast, lunch and dinner. I guess there's lots of different words for dinner. And there's quite a few, I think there's 3 or 4 common uses for dinner. So the flow on the engines, or the intake, is actually decreasing. But I think we're okay. Our speed is still increasing. But that's okay. And we're about to go full throttle at... We'll go full throttle at 12 kilometers. Here we go. Full throttle. Let's see how high we can get this thing. Get a good amount of speed up. Flow is severely reducing. Our speed is nowhere near as fast as what I thought it can be. I think we should have... Yeah, we should have done it lower in the atmosphere. Although at the moment it's still going. 51 kilometers. That is a new record for a potential potential max height. It's just a spinning ship gliding on the wings of the atmosphere. Actually, 51's quite good because you haven't got too much further in terms of aerodynamic thickness to get up to 70. But then again, like I said, this wasn't designed to go to space. It's just like a fun challenge to get like our runabout aeroplane into space. So I'm not going to recover this. What we'll do is we'll fast forward and we'll give it one more try. And I think I need to start orbit earlier. DJ says you went to Hungary for your exchange. Cool. You spin me right round. Indeed. Indeed, Elise. Okay, here we go. So what we're going to do... I think we should try see how fast we can go without continuing to go up at around the 12-ish mark. Oh, well, I don't know what happened then, but there we go. Right, let's give ourselves a little bit of throttle. Not all of the engines have turned back on. Oh. Some of them seem to want to use oxidizer. It's because these ones got manual switching on. There we go. Right. Let's sort this thing out. Right. It's 9 Gs we just pulled then. Let's get it to try and level out. We need to actually get a bit of speed in order for it to become more stable. There we go. We're running pretty level. Let's go full throttle. Oh my goodness, it's so twitchy. I'm having to constantly watch the nav board just to keep this thing moving up. Whoa! Not up! Come on, come on, come on. Shh, 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 shh. Here we go, here we go. I want to get this thing nice and steady to about 10k. And then just fly as fast as I can. And then pull up when things start getting ready to explode and see what we can get. This is with fine controls turned on and the winglets maxed out. There we, hey, I think I've got it. I think I've managed to get it. We're a little bit lower than I liked. We've still got time acceleration on. That's better. I mean, things are really hotting up. Some things might explode. Oh, we did just have an explosion. It was one of the engines and the wings, but we're still going. We're still increasing speed. How is that possible? 27, okay. So that doesn't work like that. It's quite impressive that it still flies with 3 engines and like half a wing. Oh dear. I think one of the reasons why I was having problems controlling it then is because I left on prograde rather than stability assist. It was constantly fighting me, wanted to go back to the marker. What do you think the odds are of me landing this? Oh, we've also lost one of the wingy bits at the front. So we've lost an engine. We've lost one of the wingy bits. Gecko's got to get going. Alright, Gecko. See you Thursday. Catch you then. Thanks for popping by. I mean, it does look very much on fire at the moment, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Here we go. Looks like it's we could end up with a potential ocean landing. We could probably do it without the engines, actually. Oh, there's no lift. There's no lift. There's no lift. Oh, that was so close to pulling up. So close. and it's. I was going to say it's still in one piece. The core, the core's still in one piece. Well, there we go. Let's recover that and go back to the Space Center. That was a good bit of fun, wasn't it? It was a good bit of fun. Yeah. Let's see. So there we go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and aliens, and anything else that may be watching, we've done really well today. We've unlocked so many things in the R&D department. Most of the tier 7 stuff, we've only got 2 things down here, and these to unlock. I think it was a grand total of about 4,000 science, and I'm pretty sure we'll just end up getting that just by crunching the science labs that we've already got going. We've got 2.8-ish million in the bank and plenty of reputation. Mission Control has got science data from space around Kerbin. We'll do that purely for the reputation more than anything else. We've got Bring Back Volcanic Rock, but that is volcanic rock from Eve. We've also got science data from the surface of Eve, which we can potentially do if we want to. But I've got a funny feeling that we'll go to Joule or something like that to do some good science. We'll send a load of probes. And that looks pretty good to me. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that, folks. I think we did really well. Thank you very much to everybody in the chat for your comments and tips and so forth. It's been fantastic. It's been great. Also, I need to make sure I mark that giveaway as gone. Remember, keep an eye out on social media and on the Discord, because the next giveaway will be a £10 Steam voucher. And I'll tell you this for nothing. Last month's giveaway, only one viewer entered it. Only one viewer put the correct code in the correct box to win the giveaway. So if that's you, you've got a 100% chance of winning a £10 voucher, haven't you? So I would definitely recommend getting involved with those giveaways. If you're Viewer Plus, you can still enter the standard giveaway, and there is a small chance that you could actually win both. So there you go. If you're Viewer Plus, there is actually a chance you could win £20 worth of Steam vouchers. So that's cool. Brandon says he had bad scores. I had good scores overall. Good scores. I was lucky. But that's brilliant. We've done really well. Money's up. Things unlocked. Fun with aircraft. We did some exploration of Eve. We learned a lot. There was some pretty spectacular explosions. I hope somebody clipped that, because that's going to be a good clip. Maybe I'll share it as my moment of the month. Failing spectacularly in glory, or something along those lines. But yeah, it was good. It was good. If you've got any thoughts, ideas or questions, and you're watching live, you can head over to the Master Hellish Discord, because on there we've got the ideas channel. And of course, if you're watching after the fact on YouTube or Twitch, you can always put something down in the comments. And if you are, remember to like the video, and all that sort of good stuff helps the channel outgrow. And we want to grow this channel and this community. We've got a fantastic community around this channel. I know I hear a lot of streamers say that, like, oh, great community and that sort of thing. But like they're big time people, and they've got like thousands of people following them. And we're not. We're a small community in comparison to those big time streamers, and to have so many people support the channel is fantastic. It really is. There we are. Eggs clip the explosions. Open distinct cucumber rickroll. Interesting URL. But there we go. Brandon says I prefer small communities. Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. And Brandon, Jackie Mac says we got a cool mini event tomorrow to celebrate. That's true. we've got the second part of our Minecraft event, which is going to be fantastic. I'm looking forward to that. The first part of the Minecraft event was very much, oh, we're in this new server. What do we do? Oh, we still need to punch wood. Okay, let's punch the wood. What do we do now? Let's get our house. What's around? I accidentally went into the Nether. Accidentally found a bastion. You know, we haven't really got started on anything properly. It was kind of like, ooh, what's around us sort of thing. So I think tomorrow will be more of kind of like, okay, so here's our plans and here's how we're going to do it and starting that. Unfortunately, DJ can't make tomorrow, but from tomorrow onwards, the server will remain on and we will still go into the server to do some streams and stuff. Yet to be confirmed exactly where and when. So again, the schedule is on my website. You can check the generic schedule on my you check the generic schedule on my website and on Twitch. But if you want to know exactly what's coming up, you can have a look on YouTube, because like the coming up streams are on the top of my YouTube channel page now. I changed it. Let me see if I can show you. So if I go Master Hellish and just like Google myself, then one of the top searches is my gaming channel. There we go. And if I just show you this now, you can see that because we're live, it shows that we're live in their streams. But then the top section on my channel here is upcoming live streams, and it tells you exactly what we're doing and when we're doing it. So we've currently got 3 streams scheduled. Usually that's the 2 to 5 mark, and you'll see it all there. They are specific, so they are named exactly what you're expecting to see, whereas the one on my website and the one on Twitch is more generic. These are also available on Facebook, but not as many people use that. So there we go, folks. Once again, thank you very much. Jackamak says the DayZ update is released in the next 48 hours or so. That's interesting, because once DayZ's updated, and we've got the update on our server, we'll put the server in a testing mode. We'll let people play around on there and make sure it works. And then we're going to be launching a new DayZ server as well. So new Minecraft server, new DayZ server, all in potential. Well, I was going to say potentially the same month. September will be new Minecraft. October, new DayZ by the looks of it. But there we go, folks. We've come to the end of today's live stream. Thank you once again to the Viewer Plus subscribers. We're just going to check now to see if there's anybody online that I know to raid. Let's have a look. All the people that I know that do kind of RimWorld and that sort of thing are not currently online. Let's see. What's Siri is still doing her subathon, and it's supposed to be like she started it a few days ago, and it's still happening now. This looks like at the moment I think she's sleeping, because she's showing old videos. Yeah, she's got uncapped subathon will complete in the morning. So because she's sleeping, we won't raid. If she was awake, we would raid, but we'll leave it. Oh, actually, no, wait. Penny Arcade's playing New World. So that might be quite good to check that out. I'm going to have a look at that, and maybe you'll join me too. So, take care, everybody. We've got lots of cool events and live streams coming up, and I'll see you all soon. Keep in touch. Goodbye.